Join us in this episode of Musky Mastery Outdoors as we battle an all-day rain and time our attack with the moon to hook up with a thunderstorm beast.
Okay, so interesting combination today as I'm running out of food. Got PB&J's here for lunch, which is looking pretty good. I have one cheese and instant bacon, which I'm not exactly sure how good that's going to be. I just had one, it was pretty good, but you know, for a lunch, I mean, anything's good when you're musky fishing, I guess I'll say that. General rule, just make food and plan on running and working out once the season's over.
Getting my Ranger ready for another musky hunt is something I look forward to every morning and dream about during the off-season. Sure, she has her quirks, but I know every scratch and mark on my boat like the back of my hand, and the untold hours I have spent casting off of her deck are moments of my life that I will never forget. The smell of exhaust thrown from my old Hemi as it tows my rig out of the garage still makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up, because it marks the beginning of a new adventure and an opportunity to forge into paths unknown. Guys, this makes me nervous. These are arguably the best fishing days. I mean, we got this massive front moving in here. I wish I had gotten up earlier. I just wish I had. We were out so late last night, and by the time I upload footage to clear these cameras for the next day, you can only do so much, and you got to have a reasonable amount of sleep to be functional. So what's the strategy on a day like today? You know, you got this big storm coming in, and you want to get out there and catch as many muskies as possible. Well, in my opinion, I call this a run and gun type of day. I mean, we got to cover as much water as possible before this storm comes in. I'm going to be throwing little 500 series booker tails, top waters, like top raider, and just run and gun style baits. We don't have a lot of time. Even with the dark skies and approaching thunderstorms, I was surprised to find very little movement from the muskies. Each spot I approached looked like it would be the one to produce, and all signs pointed toward a hook set, but still, no activity. And once a heavy rain set in, I knew I would have my work cut out for me. If I would have any chance at slipping a net under a muskie, it would happen by positioning myself on a killer spot during a moon phase. The major period, moon underfoot, was at 5:47 p.m., so I made sure to make my casts over the prime structure at this time, and I would soon find out that this was indeed a good strategy.
See if I can keep her hooked, guys. Come on now, baby. Oh, touchdown. We got her. Oh my gosh. In an all-day rain, the second fish I have raised in the last 15-20 minutes, right on the major period. We got her, baby. Oh yeah. Beautiful fish. Wow, did she clobber it. Holy cow, that was awesome. Woo. Ooh. What a battle. Oh man, there she comes. Wow, just a gorgeous fish in a rainstorm, guys. Gosh, they're turning on right now on the major period, hitting one of my best spots, and we got one to strike. 500 Goldilocks gets it done. All right, guys, couple things to highlight about this muskie I just caught here. First off, I'm fishing in an all-day rain here. I mean, I'm just soaked, the boat is soaked, and I haven't raised a muskie today. I've done some scouting, I've been looking around, and just haven't had any activity since this long rainstorm set in. And as I'm going along here, we're getting closer to this major period. It's moon underfoot. So I decided to come back to one of my best producing spots, and no surprise, we got one to hit. Now, tough conditions. What lure to throw? Well, I downsized, of course, to the 500 Goldilocks Hooker Tail. It's a tinsel, 80-pound test piece braid. This is the Legend Elite St. Croix 9-foot medium heavy. I love this rod. It's one of the most versatile rods in the lineup. Awesome figure eighting power, and as you see on this fish, great boat side fighting, especially when you're by yourself. You got to lug that big net and net these fish by yourself when they're pulling drag. You got to have a long rod. It really helps.
With an awesome muskie now safely released to fight another day, my adrenaline was through the roof, and I was determined to continue casting in the heavy downpour. My socks were soaked and my sweatshirt was damp, but it didn't bother me at all, because these are the moments that I dream of during the off season. Being able to capture the fish of 10,000 casts is a feat in and of itself, but to find success under challenging conditions is all the more special, and one of the reasons that draws so many of us to this great sport of muskie hunting.
Chaz Martin's Muskie Mastery Outdoors is brought to you by Joe Bucher Outdoors, #1 in big game fish products, and by St. Croix Rods, best rods on earth. Fish more, worry less.